Hi there, this is savewith.crypto. I've got another question here from Meghan Markle about trailing stop losses.
Hello, Saver Crypto. Meghan Markle here again. I was just wondering, could you perhaps show me how to make a trailing stop loss on ByBit? That would be useful. Toothpaste is quite good for sticking on tashes.
Okay, well, interesting use of toothpaste to attach your moustache there. Okay, yeah, trailing stop losses, no problem at all. We can do that. Okay, well, to do this, I thought I'd show you some real life examples. Now, I'd probably use a trailing stop loss when I've got a trade that's like very much in profit and the asset appears to be going up and you really don't know when the top is. But, the last thing you want is maybe like you go to bed or something like that and you wake up in the morning, there's been a massive red candle and it's wiped out all your profits and maybe even put you negative, something like that. It'd be like horrible. And it's happened to us all, I think. It's definitely happened to me. So let's say pick on this Ethereum trade I've got here. Okay, so this is trading Ethereum USD in the inverse perpetual. And with this case, this is doing really well. It's like 57% in profit. So at this point in time, I could just set a stop loss sort of here, maybe, and just think, okay, that's fine. If it comes down here, then it won't ever go negative. I won't lose money. But at the same time, I think, well, maybe it's going to go a little bit higher, but maybe not too much higher. So what I would do then is think, well, okay, well, maybe if it retraces to say like here, this level here, let's use the rule, it's this thing here, measure, I think they call it. And by the way, if you haven't got these tools, it's because that little arrow needs clicking there. Okay, so if you've got a rule here, if you've got a measure here, and then you think, okay, well, I want to set a stop loss if it retraces, say, that much, right? Now, that might be too much for some people, but whatever you fancy, really. Now, the amount there is in the red box. It's saying minus 67.1 or minus 3.41%, okay? So what I want to do is set a stop loss, let's say $68 away from where it is now. But if the price goes up, then I want the stop loss to go up accordingly. And then if at some point it wicks back down horribly, it will close down the trade and that will be the end of that. So to do that, all you do is you just say here in trading stop, you go add, and let's say like $68, okay? And then I can confirm that. So you can see there what that did. That set a conditional sell order at 1897.5. Okay, so I'm going to wait now and see what happens to the price. Okay, so what I did was I left that overnight and the price of Ethereum didn't do that much. It just wiggled about a little bit. So you can see that the stop loss order here actually went up to 1898.9. Okay, now when that happens, if you're not happy with what it's done and you actually think, okay, it might be getting a little bit too close for comfort now and maybe I'd like it below that wick there, you can always just pick it up and sort of drag it down. And what you'll find is when you actually go and look into the trailing stop there, you'll actually see that the retracement has changed there. So that's now 82.9 rather than whatever it was before, 68 I think it was. So you can do that. Okay, now you might have noticed here you've got this activation price as well. I would suggest you get familiar with the trailing stop first before you start using this, because otherwise you might get a bit confused. However, I have thought of an interesting way you can use the activation price. You could actually use this for a kind of take profit scenario. Let me show you on a different pair. So let's look at the Ethereum USDT one I've got here. So this one here, the current price is at 1950 and the trailing stop is down here at 1917. Okay. Now what my idea is you could actually get rid of that, replace that with a normal stop loss, let's say at about Yeah, about 19.20. So replace that with a normal stop loss at 19.20. Okay, so that's going to make 5.65% if it comes down there. Okay. Now, in addition, right, what I'm going to do is set a trailing stop loss. Okay, but I'm going to give it an activation price of what I think Ethereum might go up to, right? So that'll be $2,400. And I'm going to give it a retracement of $50. I think this will work. So the idea is when the last traded price reaches 2,400 USDT, the trailing stop order will be activated. Okay, and then when the last traded price retraces by $50 from the best price recorded since activation, it will trigger a stop market order to close the position. Okay, so I'm going to confirm that. Okay, so if we look up here, you'll see that I've got now a conditional order set up here, which won't trigger until $2,400. But if it kept going up to say 3,000, I'd still be in the trade. But then as soon as it retraced $50, it would close the trade. Now I think that's a really cool way to set a kind of take profit by using a conditional order that you've set up with the trailing stop tool. And by the way, all these do, all the things like the take profit, stop loss, trailing stop and all that, all they're doing is just setting up orders that you could do manually over here. It just makes it a little bit easier to sort of work out the numbers and stuff in your head. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that like that. So that's a little bit advanced, but I hope you get the idea there. Because I've been thinking for ages, I'm sure there must be a way how you can sort of like set some take profit idea, but have it so it's almost like you hit that figure, but then if it goes beyond, it's still good. But then when it traces a certain amount, that's when your trade closes. And I think you can use conditional orders for doing exactly that. Now, I've had my suspicion you can do this because I used to do that with 3 commas. And 3 commas just controls ByBit via an API. And I think that's how it works. If you've got any thoughts about that, please do let me know in the comments, because I think that's something quite cool. So thank you, Meghan, for your question. I hope you enjoyed the answer, because the answer is, it's quite simple to actually just set up a retracement value. And if you think about the kind of way, different assets move up and down, for example, like we know that kind of Bitcoin can jump $1,000 in a day, but that's quite rare. But, jumping a few $100s is kind of normal. So I would say probably, if you're like sort of say $500 above your entry now, it'd probably be quite good to sort of set a retracement value of something like $400 or something like that, just whatever you feel comfortable with, really. But yeah, and thanks again, because that did spark my imagination to think about using a activation price with a trailing stop to create quite a cool way to take profit. So as I say, leave a comment if you've got anything to say about that. And while you're down there, give the video a like, make sure you're subscribed, and above all, tell your friends.